All right, my bronies. What's going on, my brony brothers? How you guys doing? We're about ready to show on the screen what is happening. We're pulling up a couple things. Just bear with me here. Technical difficulties. Some slight technical difficulties, of course. And we got Chrome back up. Let's go, dude. All right, so we're going to be reacting to a few things today. Of course, our least favorite governor of all time, Tim Walz, is making headlines as per usual. The worst governor of all time. It should be a crime. But yeah, we all know that. Well, it's pretty obvious. I just think that Tim Walz is just an incompetent boob. I really do. I think that Tim Walz he makes things so much worse for his state. And I think it's pretty obvious at this point, you know? Yeah, by the way, I gotta shine a light on myself. Gotta get more lighting. So, yeah, so we're going to watch this. We'll do a few Alex Pretti updates. We'll see what's going on there. I still believe he was murdered by an ICE officer, unfortunately. It really looks like, like the dude, that officer shot him in the back. And I'm having trouble. I think ICE is in the wrong still. I do believe that Alex Pretti, though, I don't know what else he was doing. I don't know if he was threatening them. We're gonna watch some evidence. We're gonna look into evidence on this one to see what the hell was happening. I'm still of the belief that sorry, I'm drawing a blank here. No, I'm still of the belief that he was murdered by that agent. It was clear as day. He was already on the ground. They had him on the ground. And I'm still, I want to let everybody know, I'm still pro-ICE, by the way. I am still pro-ICE. But I'm not pro what they did to Alex Pretti. I'm not a fan of that. I believe what happened to Alex was unjust. And honestly, he deserves better than that. So for what happened to Alex Pretti, man, I just, my heart goes out to his family and the people who knew him, the people he made an impact on. Really, it's just a shame. So, I hope that, somehow, some way, I'm hoping that his family and friends are able to find, probably they're angry, and rightfully so, because I do believe that I do believe he was murdered in cold blood. I do, and it's unfortunate, man. But now, granted, did he put himself in a very dangerous situation? Sure. I think anytime you're interfering with a federal investigation of any kind, you're putting yourself in a real dangerous situation. I mean that. Give me just a few seconds, though. I got to check on an update here. All right, so... yeah, so we're going to watch this Angela Rose video. She's an interesting gal. She's of the belief that Alex Pretti was in the wrong, I think. I'm not sure. I don't know how you can justify that shooting, though. Like, I can understand the whole situation with, what's her name, Renee Good. Like, I completely understand that she hit the ICE officer with her vehicle, without a doubt. And I think it's as plain as day obvious, man. It's plain as day obvious. But we're going to go over some of the chat logs. So I guess supposedly, allegedly, Tim Walz might be in this ICE Watch group, potentially, on Signal. Which, if he is, by the way, that is a huge conflict of interest. Tim Walz, of course, doesn't make good decisions, though. Tim Walz is a piece of garbage. Tim Walz is legitimately one of the worst governors of all time. And I hope he steps down. I hope he resigns. Because not only did he allow a ton of illegal immigrants into his state, he also allowed a ton of fraud under his watch. And I think he turned a blind eye to it. That's my assumption, allegedly.
Journalist Cam Higbee is exposing these ICE chaser signal groups and just how massive these networks are. A neighbor of Alex Pretti, who recently was shot after impeding officers, was
No, I believe that the ICE agent was absolutely in the wrong. And unfortunately, Alex Pretti was murdered as a result. Because they were able to disarm Alex Pretti, right? And when they were able to disarm him, that should have been enough to then just put him to the ground. I mean, the dude was outnumbered. The dude wasn't going to be able to put up much of a fight, even if he's resisting. And if he is resisting, there's zero need to shoot him. There is never a need to shoot a man in the back. Oh yeah, and all the people in those signal chats, by the way, that are tracking ICE. I mean, that's illegal to track a group just so that way you can intentionally interfere with their investigations, because they are a federal agency, and if you interfere in an investigation in a federal agency, that is still a problem, by the way, and people need to at least acknowledge, even though I don't like the FBI very much, but I acknowledge they're still a federal agency, and you don't want to mess with a federal agency when they're doing an investigation. Whether it's ICE, whether it's the FBI, you just don't interfere, even if you fully disagree with them. ET says, yo, Garza, they did it again. What happened? ET, what happened? What are we talking about here? Either way, we're going to watch this video real quick.
For being in the Signal group chat by a neighbor. So there are groups that are training people on how to evade ICE and get themselves in danger. Also, their documents are being released now, and we can see that in order for somebody to become an admin, they need to have a voucher from somebody very high up. And we're going to talk about the people who are admins and how they are potentially tied back strongly into Democrats in government, or they are Democrats in government. Let's go ahead and start with Peggy Flanagan, who literally is the lieutenant governor of Minnesota.
She's one of the admins of this particular chat. That's insane. She needs to step down. She needs to resign. Because if she's part of the Signal chat where she's giving heads up on ICE and is administrating that and basically saying it's dude, this is messed up, dude.
Okay, it's basically as high up as you can get in this state.
ET, though, what do they do again, man?
And she works closely with Tim Walz. The reason why people say this is because
what are we
in one
about?
Of the chats, a person says, Flan has been exposed. We are all effed. I need to leave the state. And this is not surprising because she is a crazy woke woman.
If you are
crazy woke people, yep, and she has the crazy eyes. She has the crazy eyes. You could kind of tell. Sometimes they just have that look, man.
Are sick and tired of your government being ransacked by Donald Trump and his minions. Literally.
By the way, ICE is still a federal agency. You can't just mess with ICE agents because you think you deserve to. Oh. These people don't learn. Also, by the way, if you guys are, you know, I'm still pro-ICE, by the way. I'm still very pro-ICE. I just think they need stun weapons. Give ICE stun weapons. So if you guys are still pro-ICE, you know, feel free to tap the subscribe button, tap the like button. It really helps the channel grow. But yeah, the more likes we get, the better. So please make sure you take the time to tap the like button here. We're really trying to get to the truth. We're trying to get to the truth of the matter on all this. We're trying to get to the purest product known as the truth. So please. So tap the like button, and if you can, take the time to subscribe to the channel too. The more subscribers we get, the better. It really does help the channel grow. It helps me feel like I have a larger dong than I actually have. I've got a pretty small wiener. So, yeah. If you guys can, just like out of sympathy. It's not easy having a small wiener, man.
taking away health care from your neighbors, stealing food off of the table from seniors and children, and generally being uncool with the fact that our neighbors are being disappeared. Without.
Yeah, this is not the Gestapo. I'm sorry. And by the way, there's a lot of illegal immigrants that are in your state. So don't give me any of that BS. ET says last night Antifa attacked a hotel that ICE was staying in. No way. Really? Dude, Antifa sucks so much, dude. By the way, if you guys think Antifa sucks as much as I do, please tap the like button.
Due process, it is just called kidnapping.
It's not.
Show up.
Because really, Antifa sucks balls. They are the worst group in the world. Tap the like button if you agree that Antifa sucks. So tap the like button if you agree.
And use your voice. Put your body on the line.
Wow.
And use non-violent direct action, which is one of the most important tools in our toolbox to say, I am not okay. I will not.
This lady looks very crazy. Like there's just something about her that just seems like she's not mentally right. That's just what I'm looking at. I mean, I just feel like she just looks like she's mentally off. Like really, really mentally off. Like it's tough to take woke people like this seriously, though. I mean, they're always going to be woke. They're always going to be a little bit cray-cray. And, you really can't stop the wokening. It's going to happen one way or another. And the wokening's always going to occur, unfortunately, man. No, Trump is far more sane than... By the way, most of you leftists, by the way, Trump is far more sane than the majority of you leftists. In fact, he is more sane than all the crazy leftists. If you're woke, if you are a woke person, you are mentally ill most likely. The truth is, if you are a woke person, chances are you are mentally ill. That's my opinion. Because you all act like you're freaking mental patients. That's all I'm trying to get at, all right? Tap the like button if you're tired of woke.
Not go silently into the night. I will join arms with my friends, with my neighbors.
And by the way, I still believe that Alex Pretti was murdered. I really do. I think that the agent who shot him in the back, I think he needs to go to jail. I think there's enough evidence to show that he shot a guy in the back. I think that was uncalled for. I really do. The Renee Good situation, I'm still pretty neutral on that one. But with this Alex Pretti thing, he was definitely shot in the back.
And with people who generally believe that folks should be able to afford their lives.
She is insane.
With dignity and as human beings.
Okay, so this is a woman who is lying to people, telling them that their neighbors are being disappeared and kidnapped, where in actuality, the ones who are being disappeared are the people who are a part of these group chats who put their own lives in danger. Okay, here's more from Peggy that proves that she is a crazy lefty.
Oh, if you guys can, though, definitely tap the subscribe button while we're waiting for this ad to pass. The more subscribers we get, the better. It does help the channel grow. We're trying to get to 10,000 subs. We're currently sitting pretty at 7,232 or whatever. So whatever you guys could do, please tap the subscribe button. It really helps.
Administration, the very first vote that
Thank
was
you, guys.
taken under this Trump administration was for the Lake and Riley Act, which strips immigrants of due process.
Right.
There were a handful of Democrats who voted in favor of that bill. My opponent, Angie Craig, was one of them.
Go, Angie.
Good. It's good to vote against this. See, this is a woke person. And whatever she believes, chances are I'm going to vote against her. Whatever woke people believe, I tend to do the opposite because I think that's the smartest thing to do. Because woke people are super annoying and they don't have critical thinking skills, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I have a right to an opinion. You guys have low opinions of MAGA. I have low opinions of woke. Simple as that.
So ridiculous.
She also voted for a resolution this summer that praised ICE.
Shame.
And so we need to tell the truth.
How is this BS reporting? How is me exposing the woke agenda BS reporting? In fact, if anything, I think I'm doing everybody a favor. by exposing the lunacy of the left, the hypocrisy of the left. Here's the thing. Asmund Gould said it best. They don't hate the police. They want to be the police. They don't hate the Nazis. They want to be the Nazis. They don't hate racists. They want to be racist. The thing is, the left constantly projects, and that's my belief.
Truth in this race. We get to tell the truth. And the truth is that Minnesotans deserve better.
Okay, so I don't know what type of recognition this woman thinks.
My definition of woke is anybody who's easily offended by shit. Anybody who thinks that everything is racist. Somebody who who freaks out at the drop of a hat and acts like a total Karen. That's a woke person. If you guys want to know what the details of woke people are, and a lot of modern leftists unfortunately fall under the guise of woke. They get so crazy. Even hearing Trump's name, they start foaming at the mouth. They get so angry, and you could kind of tell anybody on the woke side of the force can tell what a wokey really is, and this is a wokey. This is a wokey, not a Wookie, a wokey.
That she deserves for protecting criminals, people who come into the country illegally and commit crimes in many cases. Why should they deserve due process on their way out? Just deport them. Just get them out as quickly as possible. So here is another woman that is found out for being in these chats. So, by the way, that was the lieutenant governor of Minnesota. And
no, it's a cool channel, though. I like watching Angela Rose. She's pretty cool.
They share the same office. They share official state communications, frequently list joint announcements, appointments, bill signings, and policy initiatives.
They work together in woke tandem. I think Tim Walz is the definition of woke, a very incompetent person who doesn't really have a backbone, in my opinion. I think he's the worst of the worst. I can't stand Tim Walz. I really do think he is the worst governor of all time. I don't even live in Minnesota, but I could take one look at how it's ran and know that there's a lot of people who probably are, honestly, if Minnesota, here's the thing, Minnesota used to be a blue state. I think it's turning into a red state. I honestly think that Minnesota is turning into a red state. And I'll tell you why. I think it's because of Tampon Tim. I think it's because of all that, dude. I think people are done with the woke. I think people don't want to be part of the woke agenda anymore. I think that they're just done with it. And to be honest, I can't say I blame them. The wokies, dude. It's the wokies. No, Walz is absolutely a spineless creep. The woke Conians. So I'm gonna check out a couple things real quick. Hold on, one moment. Let's keep watching. We're gonna keep watching and learning. I think Angela Rose is fantastic. She's so good at what she does. I like what she does. Let's keep watching.
They literally work alongside together for everything.
In perfect
if Tim
harmony.
was out, this would be the woman who would replace him. That's terrifying, knowing that she is so deranged.
I thought I knew the story of slavery, who the villains were, who the victims were.
Official state communications frequently list joint announcements, appointments, bill signings, and policy initiatives.
It's crazy, man. The lady is insane. The woke lady that Angela Rose is analyzing is insane.
If Tim was out, this would be the woman who would replace him.
That's insane, man.
Terrifying, knowing that she is so deranged.
She's woke.
So here's another woman.
Woke and deranged,
Anita
they go hand in
Smithson,
hand, man.
Who is a candidate for Minnesota State Senate.
Thank you, Phil Edwards, for subscribing earlier. I'm going to put your name on the board.
An Ice Watch dispatcher in her spare time. Okay, so people are pulling up their pages. These women, here she is with Tim Walz. Look at that.
Tampon
really
Tim!
Close together, huh?
Tampon Tim,
so,
baby.
Obviously,
give me that Tampon Tim,
in my opinion, Tim Walz is too close. Here you can see Anita is in the chat. You just saw a picture of her with Tim Walz. Again, Democrat politicians. Why? are they so involved in
By
these
the way,
Ice Watch
is
scandals?
Tim Walz the greatest
Here's
coach of
more
all time?
pictures of her.
Even greater
Here
than
she is saying
Belichick?
that she's running for Minnesota Senate in District 50.
You know what? I never saw Tim. You know what? I'll tell you this. I never saw Belichick become governor, you know? Belichick is regarded as one of the greatest coaches of all time, but I never saw him, I never saw him become governor. Tim Walz went from coach to governor. Tim Walz is the GOAT. That's a lie. By the way, if you guys can't stand Tim Walz, and if you guys think that Tim Walz just needs to get the hell out of town, make sure that you guys tap the like button. If you guys think that Tim Walz is an incompetent boob, because Tim Walz is an incompetent boob, so don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you, Harvey Chambliss. I appreciate the 100. Make sure you guys subscribe to Harvey Chambliss, M5Y, my brony brother. Hell yeah.
Pretty scary stuff. Here she is posting today, my Ice Watch shift included stationary patrol at a local business.
I love, these are Karens. That's a Karen. This right here is a total frickin' Karen. And if you don't believe me, look at the smugness in her face. The level of smug in her face is enough for you to realize that she is a woke Karen.
This is criminal. It is illegal to impede ICE agents.
Yep.
And they
Absolutely.
post these things saying, "Oh, stay out of the way. We're only taking pictures."
Yeah, it's so funny because they're trying their best. They think that they're Batman. This lady right here thinks that she is Batman. But in all reality, she's just a Karen with nothing better to do, and she's out to just make people's lives miserable. This is what Karens have done throughout history, is they go out, incels and Karens. I will agree with my boy Asman Gould on this. Karens and incels make the world a worse place. Karens and incels, without a doubt.
But no, what they're actually doing is chasing them down with multiple vehicles, sometimes ramming them with their vehicles.
Oh, and guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The more subscribers we get, the better. If you can't stand Tim Walz and you're just kind of done with it, you're checked out, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And thank you, LJ, for the subscribe. I appreciate it. I'm going to put your name back up on the screen because I really appreciate you, my brony brother. But thank you, Harvey Chambliss, for the jewels, man. Appreciate the gift. All right, let's keep going.
Driving with their phone, trying to get license plates at the same time. This is a federal crime. And these are people who are in the government of Minnesota. Yep. Why is this being allowed?
Yeah, that shouldn't be happening. These people, by the way, they should not be on an ICE Watch group encouraging people to interfere with ICE operations. That is a huge conflict of interest right there. That is huge. And honestly, if Tim Walz doesn't resign, I'm going to be pissed. Like, Tim Walz needs to resign. He's an awful governor. But yeah, tap the like button if you can. If you guys think that Tim Walz needs to resign, tap that like button. Because we're tired of Tim Walz. We're tired of Tampon Tim, dude. We're tired of Tampon Tim. We're done with it. Let's keep going.
Loud. Okay, here we have another woman, Amanda Kohler, who was in the Signal chats as well. And, of course, these are chats that are doxing and harassing ICE agents. This is not okay. Our ICE agents are under attack. So, how is this woman tied to Tim Walz? Well, she was one of the campaign advisors to Tim Walz.
Oh, good Lord, man.
Okay? And this is a woman who is tracking down ICE because she's so crazy.
Yeah, it's people out of their damn minds, man.
Just so crazy.
It's crazy.
So
it really is wild.
You can see that this person says she confesses to her crimes on her Facebook account.
Oh, she's literally bragging about it at this point. So it sounds like, honestly, it's like all the evidence is in plain sight, and the evidence is being shown. We're tired of this. We're just tired. We're done with it. We're done with the wokes. We're done with the wokes. We think they're jokes, okay? We think the woke is a big old joke. How many of you guys have woke? I think I've got woke derangement syndrome. I've got Walz derangement syndrome, and I got woke derangement syndrome. When I see woke people, it's so obvious that they're woke. You can just tell how they vote by how they act. It's the weirdest thing. The House of Woke, dude. The Democrat Party is the House of Woke, and we're done with it.
And she is joining this training. They have so many trainings that come from official government pages that are teaching people how to become an observer.
Yeah, observer, air quotes for sure, because we all know that what they're really teaching them to do is interfere with ICE operations, and that's illegal. That is straight up illegal, and you can't be training people to start getting in the way of those, because that just makes things worse. It's just going to make things worse, all right?
They have these Zoom calls. They have so many pamphlets and flyers. There's so much money that's going into this. So she posts on, she made a comment here that said, would you be able to post the link? I can't scan the QR code, and that's on my phone because my phone is my QR scanner, okay? So she clearly wants to attend.
I'm going to be reacting to Stock's Family Farm, the rest of his video, here in a bit.
She posts things that are anti-ICE and is just creating an agenda that is a lie and is encouraging people to attack ICE agents physically. There was a man who was beaten on the ground the other day. You had a member of, I believe, the National Guard had to defend a hotel, and his hand was bleeding. You had an ICE agent who had a piece of his finger bit off. These people are...
Yeah, it's crazy. An ICE agent had his finger bit off. That really blows my mind. That seriously blows my mind. All right, so I got a super chat goal I decided to post up on there. I will sing a love song about Tim Walz if I get 10 $2 or more super chats.
Deranged, and Amanda is just as deranged and encouraging more of this behavior. She says, ICE beat, repeatedly shot, and very likely blanked another observer. Oh, yes, observers. That is a lie.
These people aren't observers at this point. A lot of them are interfering with ICE operations. Like, you can't be doing that. Stop it. Just stop it. And these people with their whistles, by the way, the whistles and the cowbells are insane. It's just a level of stupidity and insanity that I'm just so disgusting. So disgusting. Seriously wild, dude. Yeah, some of these woke people, man, they're just, I can't explain their behavior. I can't explain their bad behavior. I don't get it. Yeah, make sure you guys tap the like button if you can. Yeah, make sure you guys tap the like button. I really appreciate it. Let's go.
What you guys do. And honestly,
oh, Archer, you saw me in a
Democrats
comment section? Hell yeah, dude.
Also a lie for who these people are. They are terrorists at this point. It is America versus terrorists. They dogpiled onto him. Okay, but you're not going to mention all of the crimes that illegal criminals have done. Instead, you're going to tell other people to put their lives on the line. You're going to see a video of Peggy actually telling people to put their body on the line to protect illegal criminals.
I mean, this lady's wild,
so here's another post from Amanda.
I mean, Angela Rose is cool, but the lady that she's observing, dude, the lady's just like, creepy.
On Threads, she says scholars believe that the whip wasn't
home of the
used on
simp,
people.
dude. Simp scribe, Archer, hell yeah,
dude. I don't
dude.
personally consider property damage violence, but we may have different definitions, and that's okay.
So we'll watch the rest of Angela Rose here in a little bit. I do want to... I went live with Stock's Family Farm the other day, by the way. Total cool dude. Totally a dope-ass dude. Really cool. Really swell dude. We're going to watch the rest of this because I didn't...
TJ, by the way.
I didn't finish reacting to this last night because I was just too tired and I wanted to go to bed. So I wanted to react to the rest. This is kind of a part 2 reaction for... This is a part 2 reaction to TJ's anti-ICE protest interviews. And I'm a little bit sad because I think I'm very upset. I'm not just thinking, I am upset. The problem is TJ had his picture put in a local group or Facebook thing by some woke people. And these woke people are basically saying that he's an agitator. Hardly. TJ asks questions, and the sad part is the people who try to hurt him the most are the crazy leftists. So I am here to bite back on the crazy left. I do not like the woke left, and I will continue to be against the woke left for as long as I can, especially if it's profitable, which it has been, because nobody likes the wokes. The woke people suck. Let's watch We're going to react to TJ's video.
Greg, nice to meet you, Greg. Yeah, I come out here and try and have conversations with everybody. I've been this is my 15th protest that I've come to interview people. I upload everything unedited to YouTube, so like nobody can say I take them out of context or anything like that. And I like to have conversations with people about their signs. So
I don't know if I'm the best person for that.
yeah.
Because I just
Pulled the sign out of the car. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Well, I'm gonna see if anybody else wants to have a conversation. Greg, it was a pleasure meeting you. I hope to see you out here again, and God bless you and your First Amendment rights.
You too.
All right.
And then they denigrate.
I'm gonna sidewalk skinny here. I'm gonna jump here because I'm not gonna walk through the skinny part of the sidewalk. All right. Let's see what we got here.
Got lots of wokes. Look at the wokes. There's a lot of wokes there. I call them the Wokonians or the Wokies. I like to call them Wokies or the Wokes. We'll just call them the Wokes. There's a lot of Wokes here in Coos. I wouldn't say. Here's the thing. I don't think there's a lot of woke people here in Coos County. I think a lot of people are just sick and tired of the woke agenda. And yeah.
No king. You got these people following. I think they're going to cross the street here. I'm being followed. It's funny because a lot of these woke people will follow TJ when he goes to these things, and it's such a shame because they go up to him, they cause trouble with him. He goes up to people and politely asks them questions that they may not agree with. They may think that he's, because honestly, their thought process is if you disagree with me, you're the enemy. This is what the woke people's process is. You disagree with me, you're the enemy. That's pretty much it. Great conversation. Well done, Stocks. Hey, I appreciate that, Annie. Won't impede law enforcement. You'll be fine. Yeah, there's definitely a unicorn. Ice to the UK. I agree, England. Having an open dialogue is the way to...
Lots of woke people, man. Lots and lots of woke people. Everywhere. Too many wokes. Lots and lots of wokes, everybody. I call them the wokies. Not to be confused with Wookiees. But make sure you guys tap, by the way, if you guys can, tap the subscribe button, tap the like button. It really helps the channel grow. We're always trying to get to the truth of the matter more than anything. We're a little judgy on this channel. We judge the woke agenda, and if the woke agenda is too annoying, so I like to react to it, and I like to make fun of the woke people for believing what they believe. It's fun, and I'm really making fun of the group as a whole because I don't see these people as individuals. I see them a lot like the Borg. I see them as a collective consciousness because they don't really have a mind of their own. They grab a sign out of the back of the truck, and then they say, I don't know what the sign means, but I gotta make sure that I seem like I'm virtuous and kind. Ugh. These people make me sick.
Go. I agree. Let's see who's down here.
Gotta make sure.
Let's see. I can't really see these people's signs. Oh, there's a child. Hold on. I don't film children. I can't believe how many people have said that they just pulled their sign out of a box.
Oh, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. Give a shout out to Knight. Nikki. Thank you so much for subscribing and liking the the stream. I appreciate you. And let's keep on going. Thank you for the subscribe. You rock.
I don't know what's going on.
What in the mentally ill F is happening? Truth. She's banging on the cowbell saying, "Truth, truth." Dude, this is mental illness. Like, this is why I don't vote Democrat anymore, because it's become the party of the mentally ill. And I don't want to be run by mentally ill people. I don't want mentally ill people running the country, because sadly they don't elect these people upon competence. They elect these people upon kiss-assery, their ability to kiss ass, and their ability to pretend like they do something. Democrat Party is the fake it till you make it party. In fact, the Democrat Party has become the embodiment of the fake it till you make it mantra, and I can't frickin' stand it.
There's dogs and inhumane. We got unmasked ICE. I'm trying to read through these signs, through the back of these signs. No draft dodging, Trump, ICE out. All right, there's a lot of people here today. I think a lot of them came from out of town. How you doing, sir? Dude, so many. What's that? Okay, well.
This guy is always such a dick. Every time. This dude is such a dick to TJ. And the sad part is TJ's actually nice to him, and he's nice to pretty much everybody there. If a jackass like this told me to fuck off, I would tell him to F off right back. I would basically match his energy. And it's probably not the smartest thing to do, but I would match his energy. I would be, if he told me to F off, I would tell him to F off, and I call him an effing loser.
Okay.
Yeah, that dude sucks, dude. That dude, and this lady's this lady's annoying. She thinks she needs to babysit TJ because, look, honestly, the fact that she has to keep these ravenous animals like this dude away from TJ, that's a bit of a problem. It means that these people are not adults. They're boomers that never grew up.
You have a good day. God bless you and your First Amendment rights, sir. They're impeding. And thank you for your service as well, sir. All right. I don't see the woman that assaulted me a couple weeks ago. That's what I'm looking for. The woman with the dog. How you doing, sir? Good to see you out here again. Yeah. All right. They're just trying to impede our conversations here. I'm gonna get across the street here real quick. Yeah. Excuse me. Pardon me. Sorry. Need to get out of the road. We'll come down here. We'll do a little loop around.
Oh, more woke people on the side of the street.
Oh, those people, I've talked to them. They were just on the other side of the street. Dictator or democracy, your choice. Just say no, ICE equals nice. Hail to the thief, grab him by the Epstein files. 2 pedos in a pod, okay. I think I've seen that one before. That one is a big, long one. I can't see what it says. Would you care to show me your sign?
Yes, sir.
No? Okay. Have a good day. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, the wokes are the joke, dude. Too many wokes, too many jokes. These are all crazy woke people, though.
Ice melts under resistance. I served this nation, now I'm protesting to save it. Well, thank you for your service, sir.
Can you move this chair a little bit forward, guys?
Pardon me.
Thank you guys for tuning in, by the way. If you guys can, make sure you tap the like button, though. The more likes we get, the better. It does help the channel grow in many, many ways. So whatever you guys could do to keep it up, you guys are incredible. You guys always make the show a little bit better, a little bit smoother, and I don't know what the hell I just did. Hold on. I shrunk the screen too much. Just keep watching here.
I'm not mad at you. Okay. Stop killing our own people. Power to the people.
I think a lot of these people want to see a boogeyman where there isn't one, you know? I think these people want a boogeyman so badly, but they just can't find it, you know? And that's one thing I've noticed. It's really, they're just looking for some sort of boogeyman, something to latch onto. And that's just kind of what I see in the end with all this. And it's pretty much the majority of it, really.
We can hear you let them make noise. Your mic is louder. Exactly. And I am literally being followed. Resist tyranny, fascist. Hey, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I just can't believe like how they treat him, man. And like I tell you guys, man, TJ is one of the kinder people out there. And yeah, it just kind of blows my mind how they treat him when he's out there. They're just not nice to him, and he's nothing but courteous to these people. And to be honest, I don't even think these people deserve courtesy. I think a lot of these people are vile, and they're not nice. I don't like them. They treat TJ like crap. They make him feel like crap. No, I'm not. I'm not a fan of a lot of these woke people that go to these things, and I think that they're pretty crappy. Yeah. But let's watch the rest of this, though. Let's watch the rest of the woke shit.
How you doing, everybody? Good to see you out here. Well, guys, malice, cowardice, disservice, prejudice, injustice. All ice is red on that one. This is straight up Nazi bullshit. Okay. Americans are dying. ICE must go. How you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing all right, Jake. Question for you.
Absolutely.
Do you believe those two people killed in Minneapolis were murdered, or were they killed in self-defense?
Okay, so the Renee Nicole Good, that one. I believe she was that he was hit with the car, whether she was trying to or not. I believe that that he was hit by the car, and maybe he had some prior PTSD.
Sure seemed to me he did a hell of a lot of walking around afterward.
Yeah, well, then he went to the hospital and they found internal bleeding. But well, that's
to the hospital.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, they found internal bleeding. That is a real thing. Come on, man.
Yeah, he did.
He went straight down the street right after he shot her.
Right after it happened, but then he went to the hospital a little while later and had internal bleeding.
And no investigation.
And I think a lot of these woke people that go down to these things, I think that they just live very boring lives where they got nothing going on in their life. They got nothing going on. So all they can really do is go down. I mean, I go down there to make content because I think it's fun to, film. I think it's fun to film woke people in action. It's kind of like, being in the wilderness, looking at wild, ravenous animals, Yeah. Go into these woke. I mean, I want to get into the mind of woke, right? And understanding the wokes is a very interesting thing. Understanding woke people, man, it's tough. I mean, woke people there's something deranged about most of these guys. That's the thing for me. I feel like there really is a form of derangement with a lot of these wokes, a lot of the woke people. And and a lot of them I don't naturally really trust that much because I just feel like, especially with the way they treat guys like TJ, when TJ is honestly being a very kind individual the entire time. No, but a lot of these people think that they're standing up for the right thing when in all reality they're just standing up for something ridiculous.
Right, and I think, okay, and
but that's my take on it.
Since,
that is my take on it.
That happened, I think, sure. Any death is tragic. I don't think either one of those had to happen. I feel like they were.
That's very true. None of them had to happen. But I mean, Renee Good. I mean, she did hit the ICE officer with her car. Whether you guys want to admit that or not, did she deserve to get shot? No. But she was in the wrong too. ICE officer was in the wrong. She was in the wrong. That's why I don't take a side on the Renee Good situation, because I think both sides were in the wrong. So I think both were wrong. So I'm not taking either side. But for the Alex Pretti situation, I firmly believe that the ICE agent was in the wrong. He should not have shot that man in the back. It's clear as day that the dude ended up getting disarmed and he was shot in the back. Sorry. Like I can't go along and try to justify what happened to Alex. What happened to Alex Pretti is terrible. It seriously is terrible. And thank you guys. Tap the subscribe button if you can. Tap the like button. The more subscribers we get, the better. It does help the channel grow. Let's keep watching.
They were avoidable, and I wish that those people would not have died.
But you agree with the administration saying they deserved it?
No, I don't. I'm saying I don't think anybody quote unquote deserves to die. Okay, I don't believe that.
You don't. So
That's all right.
You think the guy who was shot yesterday was?
See, I don't think enough information has come out about it yet. I think
I've seen videos that make it pretty damn positive.
I'll admit, based on those videos, yeah, he was already disarmed, and it was pretty clear that Alex Pretti was shot in the back. And he didn't deserve it. Obviously, was he interfering with anything? I don't know. I don't know what he was doing before all of that happened. And if there's more video evidence to show otherwise, I'm open to see it and hear it. But still, I don't believe he deserved to get shot in the back. He was already on the ground. He was already on his hands and knees. He shot the man in the back. Just admit it.
That man was trying to help that woman up out of the snow after ICE knocked her on her face. And then they shot him.
Yeah.
You can see he didn't have a gun on him. He was.
But here's my thing. I still believe that ICE is good. I think that ICE I think ICE needs stun weapons at this point, because I don't think a lot of them, because no matter what happens, even if they have to shoot somebody who's rioting, even if it's justified, the left is going to say it's unjustified regardless. Now, in this instance, Alex Pretti's death, that was uncalled for. He was already on the ground. You didn't need to shoot him in the back. No. You don't shoot a man in the back. It's fucked up. Second, I still think ICE deserves to exist. I think demolishing ICE doesn't solve the problem. We still need to enforce that. Still need to enforce immigration law. All right. And Minnesota is a sanctuary state, unfortunately. And we, if we don't enforce the laws, what are we then? So, yeah. Let's keep going, everybody.
That while he was on
the guy in the gray gray jacket, yeah. I don't know for sure because I haven't seen all of it yet. So the gun he was carrying was a SIG P320, right? And that gun is notorious for having misfires even without a finger on the trigger. So I believe what happened. Like I said, it's still going to come out. I haven't made up my official mind on this particular situation yet. But I believe when the guy relieved this pretty guy of his gun, I believe that the SIG misfired, and you can see where a bullet hits the concrete, right? And I think the ICE officers, they heard that gunshot, and that's when they started shooting. They heard one guy, and I mean, this all. Yeah, we
well-trained ICE professionals murdered a man because they were cold-blooded.
And see, and I think it should be investigated. Just same with
absolutely.
Nicole Good. I think it needs to be investigated.
Just the Justice Department. Yeah, just the ones that have already made up their mind that
Well, I mean.
Yeah, and by the way, I still understand why TJ wants more information, without a doubt. I totally get it. I totally get it. Let's finish the rest of the Angela Rose video, though, because I wanted to finish up.
Actually telling.
I don't know how many other people TJ ended up talking to and stuff like that on there, but we're going to watch the rest of this Angela Rose video.
People to put their body on the line to protect illegal criminals. Okay, so here's another post from Amanda on Threads. She says, scholars believe that the whip wasn't used on people, but of course we don't know. I don't personally consider property damage violence, but we may have different definitions.
Property damage is absolutely violence, yeah. This Amanda gal, she's out of her mind. She's out of her bloody mind, man. No, the woke people, man, they do piss me off. Make sure you tap the like button if you guys are just done with the wokies. If you're done with woke, tap the like button, man.
Definitions, and that's okay. So what a crazy woman. They're smashing the signs of the hotel building, smashing the windows, putting graffiti everywhere, telling people that they want to end America, basically.
That's insane.
On the side of some glass, they put graffiti.
No, that really is wild, man. That really blows my mind, man. Blows my friggin' mind, brah. Brony. Give me just a second, though. I want to do a test. Let me go to 90. Let's get the microphone all the way up. Yeah. There we go. That way you guys can absolutely hear me. Boom. But no, I think overall, what we're seeing in Minnesota, dude, I think is just, yeah, I don't necessarily see anything wrong. I really don't. I don't see anything wrong with what is what's happening for the most part. I think ICE is definitely necessary. That is a for sure. I think ICE is completely necessary at this point.
Rapid response systems work best when paired with patrol systems. This is a group of people that is trying to create a civil war. Tim Walz is pushing for a civil war.
Tim Walz, absolutely, because if a civil war happened, he would be trunicated from all his charges. He wouldn't be charged for any of the fraud because it would be a civil war matter. People would be too busy fighting a civil war, and he's a selfish prick. I can't stand Tim Walz. He's such a swarmy bastard. I can't stand. I think he's a compulsive liar. He reminds me a lot of like members of my family who are compulsive liars, and yeah, pisses me off.
Patrol systems, what exactly do you mean? The Karen Squad, or are you referring to the National Guard? Because at this point, the National Guard needs to be federalized. ICE has been very moving fast in many cases, patrolling the best we can. By showing up with a camera and a whistle can prevent a kidnapping. Yeah, well, people are showing up with guns. If not, it's crucial to document their activity, including who they take. ICE agents are documenting who these people are. Americans are documenting who are the admins, who are the people running these things. That's the real crime. This person says there's a direct connection of ICE Watch networks to Tim Walz's administration. We have found this right up on Amanda Kohler's LinkedIn. As you can see, she references ICE Watch organization called Monarcha. And then this is the Minnesota government website, Office of whatever for families, and they have Monarcha as a resource. So they're all interconnected. All of these pages, they tie in with each other. They all are working together. Basically every time. See, these people, I swear to God, people in government are too busy working to destroy everything and make people's lives miserable. That's the problem with the incompetent people that are in government. And it's a sad thing because the reason incompetent people are attracted to government is because they get to tell people what to do, because they want to control other people for the lack of control that they have in their own lives. It's so fucking simple. It's psychology 101. Woke people are the kings and the queens of projection. They project. They don't, and this is just like Asmund Gould said, they don't hate Nazis. They want to be the Nazis. They don't hate the police. They want to be the police. That is what the woke agenda is about. It's daddy issues and projection. Once again, if you want to be truly woke, it's about projection and daddy issues. And also, collectivism is rife with daddy issues, by the way. Marxism, any sort of collectivism, whether it's Marxism, socialism, communism, all rife with pure play daddy issues. It's levels of daddy issues that I try to understand, but I don't understand at the end of the day. I just don't get a good feeling about this logo from the Minnesota government. Every time I see it, I think of fraud and just insanity. Everything the Minnesota government does is
is that Angela Rose. It's absolutely that.
So this woman also worked for the Land
Minnesota's
Stewardship
such a
Project,
freaking joke, dude.
And
Minnesota's
you can
a big
see
joke.
that on their website.
Biggest
they
joke in the
have
world, dude.
This entire
Biggest joke in the
part
world.
that says that you
Woke,
can
woke, woke.
become a constitutional observer. Again, government pages, government institutions that receive money from the government. They received $300,000 for one specific thing. I also found it bizarre that this organization that she was a part of
No, I absolutely have WDS. I have woke derangement syndrome, and I have Walz derangement syndrome. I have Tim Walz derangement syndrome, and I have woke derangement syndrome. But here's the thing. I can actually admit it. You guys can't admit that you have Trump derangement syndrome, all you wokies out there. And by the way, I don't even get that deranged. I love reacting to woke people. In fact, if anything, I kind of am obsessed with reacting to woke Karens freaking out about shit because they're so much fun to react to. I can't stand woke Karens to the point that I actually love watching them be woke because it's so much fun to watch.
Is asking for $2.5 billion to give money for black and like immigrant people to be able to have farmland because they're so upset that it's older, probably mostly white people who have farmland. So they're trying to get $2.5 billion to...
$2.5 billion? Holy crap. What the hell? What the hell?
To just make it easier for specifically dark people to have access to farmland. That just drove me kind of crazy because it's like, well, why wouldn't anybody else be able to get that? It's hard for all youth of America right now because...
Yeah, by the way, it's hilarious because every person who's even my age, I'm not going to say my age, but even at my age, it's very tough for even myself to buy a home. So I gave up on that pursuit. I realized that my goal at this point in life is to just invest into stocks and just be an intelligent investor. You know, my goal at this point really is to be an intelligent investor, straight up. And I think that really should be my goal at this point. I'm very proud of what I've been able to accomplish as a long-term investor, and somebody who's really good at identifying good long-term investments. I will say, though, just a fun FYI, I use a paid version of ChatGPT to do deep research to find me, like, penny stocks every day that I could throw money at. And honestly, ChatGPT does a really good job of picking penny stocks. It's not financial advice, by the way. It's just something I do. Talk to a financial advisor before ever doing anything like that. You know, this is all for educational entertainment purposes only, not financial advice, not financial advice. Just keep going. Let's keep going. But yeah, no, I love using ChatGPT to pick penny stocks. It's fucking hilarious, dude. It actually does I'm not gonna lie, it does a pretty competent job of finding diamonds in the rough because it can go through more data than I can in a lot faster time. I do love the deep research functionality that you get with the paid version. Really does help. So if people are using the free version of ChatGPT, they're actually missing out on its ability to do deep research.
Of how expensive things are. So
it's
why
insane.
would we prioritize certain communities? The whole thing is just backwards. Minnesota's government is backwards. There's so many websites like this. Defend 612. Use the resources on this website to take care of and protect your community.
The wokies!
Talk to your neighbors, invite your friends. So then they have...
hey, if you guys think Tim Walz is an incompetent boob, tap the subscribe button. If you think that J.D. Vance would make a good president in 2028, tap the subscribe button. We love JD. Yeah, if you guys love Angela Rose, tap the subscribe button. If you guys are just tired of the woke agenda, tap that subscribe button. Let's go.
All these resources to get signs. It is just crazy how elaborate these networks are. And it's not just in Minnesota. It is all around the nation. Okay? So... let's see who else was on there. We have a minute.
No, I'm in love with ChatGPT because ChatGPT allows me to find penny stocks that are like diamonds in the rough. So honestly, I've had a really good time. And I don't even put that. By the way, I made my own index of penny stocks. I didn't I'm not one of those morons who puts their life savings into one specific penny stock. I buy like usually $5 worth of the penny stock, and then I just hold it. And if it goes up like really, really significantly, like maybe 1,000, 2,000, 3,000%, yeah, then I'll probably sell it eventually. But my whole goal is to find like good potential long-term companies, even if some of them go bankrupt. It's just making an index. Indexes are fun to make. Anybody can really make their own personal index for themselves. It's not hard. You just buy and hold a basket of stocks that you think are good. But yeah, no, I love the fact that ChatGPT hooks me up with some good penny stocks. It's really neat.
Minnesota public radio journalist.
I love it, man.
Right. How much of a journalist can you actually be if that is the chat that you are on? And all of the information that you are receiving is from corrupt people, that you're not even getting a clear picture of the real situation with ICE. Because ICE's job is to...
We're going to look up some Alex Pretti updates as well. We're going to look into this a little bit further. We're going to see what happened to Alex a little bit further. We're deeply saddened by what happened to Alex on this channel. We really are. And to those of you who don't believe us, whatever. I don't really care. You guys can call us scum of the earth for, wanting to investigate it further and understand what happened. But I do believe, and I still believe, that Alex Pretti was shot in the back. And I do believe it was very unjust and totally unacceptable, to be honest. So, and that's what I believe. So, and I feel bad for this guy, man. No, I really do. I actually do feel bad for Alex Pretti on this one. I think that what happened to him was a shame, and I think the ICE officer I think he'll need to go to jail. You shot a man in the back, dude. You shot a man in the back. Like, I don't know. If you shoot somebody in the back, I think that's so wrong, dude. I think that's messed up. I think it's beyond messed up, to be honest. But, it's whatever. It's I guess it's neither here nor there. But, I am sad about that, man. I'm sad that somebody had to die. And by the way, I still think Tim Walz is an incompetent boob. I think he's one of the worst governors of all time. And thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. I really appreciate it. Everybody's been most people have been pretty kind, I got to admit. So I'm gonna put on the screen all the people who subscribed over the last 24 hours.
Laugh out loud.
These are all people who subscribed over the last 24 hours, and I want to give them a big shout out. I'm going to put their name on the screen, basically. You guys are going to see them center stage on the screen for subscribing. And I appreciate you guys for, I call it simp-scribing and subscribing. No, but thank you for subscribing. It helps keep the channel going. It helps keep the channel alive in more ways than one. So I greatly appreciate it, man. Thank you guys.
Laugh out loud.
To protect the American people from terrorists, from drug trafficking, human trafficking, and yet these people are siding with the criminals.
Laugh out loud.
So they're clearly not good people.
There we go. Thank you, Diesel.
Here's a 56-year-old resident by the name of Erin Anderson, who is also an admin. Again, how did she become an
Laugh
admin?
out loud.
If you need...
Yeah, when you're the admin of a signal group that's basically there to obstruct what ICE is doing, that's a problem. Then you're a problem. And if you're in government doing that, dude, and you're trying to obstruct a federal agency, whether you agree with them or not, you're messed up. I think everybody in the Minnesota government just needs to go. They need to resign. Put in your letter of resignation right the F now, dude. Right the F now, bro. Just put in that letter of the letter of resignation. Yeah. Get it.
Need to have a voucher from somebody high up. These people are involved in the government.
No, these people are psychos.
Meet John, who is another person on the Signal app. He currently works for the St. Paul Pioneer Press. Okay, so these people are creating propaganda that is anti-ICE. Here you can see him getting tear gas, which is awesome. We have Alyssa Polak, who was now found in the infamous ICE Watch Signal chat. She is an employee of the Minnesota Department of Education. How are these people getting these jobs when they're
I love how she's also open to work because she realizes that government jobs suck ass.
so corrupt? Or are they getting the jobs because they're corrupt? I mean, you cannot be...
Well, I think they're getting the jobs because they interview well and they act like they're competent, but in all reality, they're just really incompetent people that know how to kiss ass. And that's typically how it goes, man. A lot of these incompetent people, some of them are just really good at kissing ass, and when you're good at kissing ass, man, you tend to have a lot of opportunities come your way if you're a real good ass kisser, you know? I mean, some people are really good at the deal, you know? That's just the way it goes. Make sure you guys tap the subscribe button, though. The more subscribers we get, the better. It really does help the channel grow in more ways than one. So tap that subscribe button. Tap the like button as well. Just whatever you can to help the channel. I mean, you guys have been incredible. If you guys want JD Vance in 2028, tap the like button. If you want JD Vance in 2028, tap the subscribe button, too. Subscribe, baby. Let's go.
In a circle with people who are so corrupt and doing
JD.
these
I love JD.
impeding ICE and not also be a part of that. Like, you become the people that you are around, and Tim Walz's campaign strategist was in it. You have his...
You know, it's so funny. All the people around Tim Walz are in the Signal chat. And it makes you wonder, is Tim Walz himself in the Signal chat? That's going to be revealed. I wonder if he actually was. And if he is... If he was and honestly, we all know that it's pretty obvious that Tim Walz needs to resign, and we all know the reasons. We saw the fraud that was exposed by Nick Shirley. We see what Minnesota's all about, man. And the fraud that's happening in Minnesota is probably much worse in California and other places, you know. Even Oregon, you know, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Give me just a few moments, you guys. I gotta step away from a second. Also gotta adjust the webcam. There's something about the webcam that just seems a little bit off, so I want to make sure I'm kind of looking at the functionality and the settings real quick. We'll be back on the screen here in just a few moments. Blah 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 blah. Cool. There's something I got to do as well. Hold on, you guys. Just all over the place today. If you guys give me another moment, there's a couple tasks I got to complete before we continue the rest of this. Oh, also, I should probably just show myself again. There we go. We'll react to the rest of the video here in just a second. But first, I gotta make sure. Okay, cool. Sorry I'm taking so long, you guys. This is just taking a few more moments. There's a couple emails I got to send out. It won't take too long for me to send these emails, but as you know, I'm a busy boy, man. I reach out to people. I got to do what I got to do. Because I'm the man, 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 I'm the man. Everybody knows I can. Everybody knows I'm lame. Oh, before they turn off all the lights. Let's see here. Give me one moment, my bony brothers. Here we go. Almost there, you guys. Almost there. Hold on. All right, I sent one email. I got to do what's I got to do. I got some duties I got to do. Give me one moment. my bony brothers. Okay. Just a few more moments. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody, while I'm sending emails, I'll just sing a song or two. 'Cause I love Tim Walz. He is the best. He's such a sexy governor. I think Tim Walz is the cutest of all. He's the sexiest governor. I love Tim Walz, don't you too? I love Tim Walz. He is the GOAT. He is the greatest of all. Okay. Tim Walz is terrible, by the way. He's probably the worst. He's the worst governor of all time. I'll admit that. And yeah, I'm all about ICE ban. By the way, I'm totally fine with ICE existing. There's nothing wrong with ICE existing. I think ICE just simply needs stun guns, rubber bullet guns, taser guns, bear mace, that sort of thing. And I think as long as they have those three things, I think they could do a little bit of crowd control for sure. And the crazy, dude, it's going to get crazier in Minnesota because unfortunately Alex Pretti has become a martyr. The moment that you kill somebody unjustifiably, especially if they're a part of the woke group, he becomes a martyr, unfortunately. So now if people see ICE in Minnesota, I mean, I think a lot of these ICE agents, their lives are in danger, straight up, because of the woke people, of the crazy wokes. Because they're going crazy in Minnesota, dude. They're fucking wild. They're like ravenous animals. And we all know it. Just give me a few seconds, you guys. I'm sorry I'm taking so long. There's just something I got to take care of real quick. And if you guys just give me a little bit of time, just have a little patience. I'm still hurting from a love I'm lost. I've lost. I'm feeling your frustrations. But any minute all the pain will stop. Just hold me close inside your arms tonight. Don't be too hard on my emotions, 'cause I need time. My heart is numb, has no feeling. So while I'm still healing, just try and have a little patience. I really want to start over again. Know you wanna be my salvation, the one that I can always depend. 'Cause I'll try to be strong, believe me, I'm trying to move on. It's complicated, but understand me. 'Cause Okay, let's keep watching here. Hold on. There's a couple things I got to do real quick. Let me send my email. Okay. Thank you guys for letting me sing to you. I appreciate it, my bronies. I want to thank, by the way, while I'm sending out the last of these emails, I want to thank everybody for being so kind over the years, everybody who subscribed to the channel. If you guys can, tap the subscribe button. It does help us grow, but you guys have been incredible over the years and really helped us take the steps that we needed to take to get to where we need to be. And in a lot of ways, I'm a lucky guy for having so many people be willing to encourage me, you know. And all I need is a little encouragement. I don't need money. Well, I mean, everybody needs money. Everybody needs a little bit of cash, but just the encouraging voices that I've had, the people who've really helped me out, and just letting me know that I could do it. I've had some people who have not been nice to me about doing YouTube, and I've had people who have been nice. So it's like it's a mixture of a lot of types of people. But let's see. Just about done, by the way, sending the emails that I got to send out. Yeah, and here's the thing, man. I'm pro-ICE. I want to let everybody know I am pro-ICE, right? I mean it. I mean it when I say it, man. There we go. I did what I had to do. Let's keep going.
The lieutenant governor, who was also in on it too. So how is Tim Walz not directly tied to this? How is he not?
It's funny that all the people surrounding Tim Walz seem to be very, very tied to this and very, very around it. So it's an interesting correlation that's happening right now, man. Very, very interesting. So if you put two and two together, I'm pretty sure we can all determine. It seems, allegedly, that Walz knew about all this all along.
Not being investigated. How is he not in jail?
He's terrible,
yet?
Man. Dude, Walz is terrible.
Domestic terrorists in Minneapolis
we can't stand him, man.
5,000 ICE license plates, but couldn't find a single one to fraudulent Somalian daycare. Okay? So that's
so funny.
What they're doing, and they say that organized crime is running Minnesota. 0 Hour 1 says that some admins are directly tied to Tim Walz. They are. Tim Walz, probably, if he's not even in it, the reason why he is not in it is because basically all of the people who work for him are. Not all of them, you know? Maybe. I don't know. At this point, it seems like they are. Minnesota State Rep Alex Falconer bragging about being in one of the groups. Okay, a state representative is in it. That's horrible. 5th floor.
This dude brags about being a part of this chat That's insane. You know, these people, I don't know, they're all mentally deranged. All these people in Minnesota, I don't know what it is about people in Minnesota, but they're all batshit crazy, it feels like. That's just it's my analysis. So many of these woke people, I feel like everybody who is super duper woke either lives in Minnesota or California. One or the other. And it's fucking wild. We're so done with this woke shit, dude.
Or Centennial Office Building, District 49A. There he is.
Momentum. Acceleration.
Is that my boy Michael B. Jordan? It's Michael B. Jordan on that last commercial.
Today we had the young man, 13-year-old.
People need to stop interfering with ICE operations, though. That needs to stop happening. You guys got to stop interfering with ICE. Stay the F away from ICE. ICE will stay. By the way, if you stay away from ICE, ICE will stay away from you. If you don't pester them, if you don't agitate them, you're intentionally agitating them and making their lives more difficult. So let ICE agents do their job. Also, I do believe that ICE agents should not be allowed to carry lethal weapons. Only heavy stun weapons like rubber bullet guns, taser guns, and bear mace. I think that should be the extent of it. But we're pro-ICE on this one. We are pro-ICE on this channel. Hey, thank you so much for the high five. I really appreciate it, Shirley. Thank you. I'm going to keep that up on the board. It's crazy how many members of the Minnesota government are actually a part of this Signal chat. That's wild.
Handcuffed by ICE, his father taken away.
It's crazy.
I arrived there as soon as I could. I talked to some of the family members. It's devastating. And I don't know, just going home and talking to my kids about what happened and how this is a...
Did you notice that all these beta male woke guys, they all sound super duper effeminate. Just saying. That's a pattern I notice. And they sound weak. They also just have a weak sound to them. They have a very weak demeanor. And I just don't like I don't like these woke people, and especially this guy. Not only does this guy give me the heebie-jeebies, the fact of the matter is if he was bragging about being in the Signal chat, that's a problem. You can't be trying to stop a federal agency just because you disagree with them, right? You can't just stop their operations because you're going to throw a temper tantrum. And if anything, anytime I see ICE beating on a person or macing them, I'm pretty sure they deserved it. I'm pretty sure they were whistling like in their face, getting in their bubble. If you are interfering with ICE in any way, they're federal officers. They have every right to basically detain you if you are interfering with an operation. So, yeah, I'm pro-ICE. I am pro-ICE, absolutely. 100%, dude. I'm pro-ICE. Yeah. Fight me. Also, you guys, don't forget to tap the like button. It really does help the channel grow in more ways than one. So the more likes we get, the better. Really helps.
Our community, these are terrible times, but we will get through it. We'll get stronger for it.
Okay, what is going on here? Why is he speaking at an Islamic center about how bad he feels for some random kid whose dad got deported. Obviously, the kid needs to be able to go with his dad as well.
Yeah. His dad got deported because his dad was an illegal immigrant. Thank you guys for tapping the like button, though. It really does help. The more likes we get, the better. We're tired of the woke people. We're tired. Subscribe button if you want JD Vance 2028. Let's go. If you guys want Vance 2028, tap that like button, man. Tap that subscribe button, too.
And, of course, then you don't even know if a lot of the stuff they're saying is true. Just look at how much they lied about the 5-year-old who was detained. That was a complete lie. ICE agents, people are sharing videos of where these kids are actually going, and they have a big basketball court, lots of books, a computer room, and it's really nice. And yet they're lying, saying that these kids are being detained and they're being arrested. And yet they don't actually care about the kids that are separated during their trip to the United States. They don't care that their parents put them in risky situations. And on top of that, you have this guy speaking at a place where not even one woman is allowed to be in. Not one woman is allowed to be in this room. They're all sitting on the floor, shoeless, probably. Not a good look.
Yeah, it's because the religion that these guys are part of actually disrespects the hell out of women, just to let you guys know. Just as a fun little tidbit of a fact. Let's keep going.
Look, and they're all listening to this guy talk about how bad ICE is.
I have a couple cards here.
Oh, honestly, I have such Minnesota fatigue right now. The more woke ass Minnesotans that and by the way, this is a guy that feels only white guilt in his soul. He feels so guilty about being white that he will placate to any race out there to make himself feel better about being white. I don't know why people like this exist. I don't know how somebody could feel that bad about their race. But white people do it so well. White people are so good about feeling guilty for no reason at all about their race. I don't believe there's any reason to feel guilty about your race. I really don't. Thank you for the subscribe, by the way. Thank you, Johnny1835, for subscribing. Make sure that you guys tap the subscribe button. It really does help. But Vance is the man. JD Vance is the GOAT, dude. So hopefully you guys tap the subscribe button if you love JD Vance as much as I do. Let's go. I want Vance in 2028, man. I want him and Marco Rubio, dude. That's what I really want at the end of the day.
I'm willing to stop to stay around and talk with anybody that wants any more information. We've got a couple groups on the.
But yeah, if you guys want Vance 2028, just tap that subscribe button, man. This is the right channel for you. If you guys are JD Vance fans, if you guys are fans of, if you guys are just tired of the Democrat Party, tap the subscribe button. If you guys have Minnesota fatigue, tap the subscribe button, because we're here for you. We're here to help you out. We're here to give you your daily dose of Karens, and we're going to react to these Karens, and we're going to laugh our asses off. Because I love laughing at Karens, dude. These Karens cannot be reasoned with.
The app Signal.
It's so fun.
That we would love for you to join. Whether or not you want to be a part of the Resistance Network, I fully understand that you may not be comfortable with that, but you can help us in a lot of ways by sending an alert that if you see any suspicious vehicles, any traffic.
Hey, thank you guys. We just got 5 new subscribers, by the way. Like I said, if you guys love JD Vance as much as I do, tap the subscribe button. If you're just tired of the wokeness, you're done with the woke people, tap the subscribe button. We're just done with woke. We don't believe in woke. If it's woke, it's a joke. If it is woke, it's a joke. So tap the subscribe button if you agree with me on that one. Tap the subscribe button if you're just sick and tired of these crazy woke people telling you how to live your life.
If you know of anybody.
Like, what is going on? So he's telling this group of Somali people that they're not going to be comfortable putting their lives on the line.
Hey, thank you, Curtis.
And so
I appreciate you, my brony.
We're going to have a bunch
you.
of white Karens do it. We're going to protect you.
Hey, white Karens. Hell yeah, dude. Shout out to the white Karens, dude. I love this girl. Angela Rose is perfect. She's a great gal. She does the right stuff. It's great. Thank you, Z&R Designs. So we got Z&R Designs. We got Joanne Bitters. Thank you both for subscribing, by the way. 2 minutes ago, we got Johnny1835. We're getting so many subscribers all because you guys love JD Vance as much as I do. So if you guys love JD Vance and you want JD Vance in 2028, tap the subscribe button. It does help the channel grow. We really want you guys to subscribe. We love you guys. I'm starting to sound more like Alex Jones every day. God damn it.
Laugh out loud.
Thank you, guys. Oh, wow. Dude, we're getting like subscribers up the butt right now, dude. We're getting way too many subscribers. I love it. Dude, we just got 11 no joke. We just got 11 more subscribers in the span of like a minute. No joke. We got like 11 subscribers in the span of a freaking minute. So like I said, if you guys love JD Vance as much as I do, if you want Vance in 2028, tap the subscribe button. If you are done with the woke agenda, if you can't stand the woke agenda, tap the subscribe button. Are you feeling me, you guys? Are you feeling me? Let's go, dude. Let's go. We're done with woke. Woke is a joke. And I believe that. I believe that woke is a joke. And if you believe what I believe here, if you believe that the woke stuff has to end, tap the subscribe button. Because we're done with the world of woke. We're done with it, man.
You guys, like, what is going on? Does he think that these people, they seem so uninterested in anything he's saying? I mean, you have a couple people recording him. Like, this is bizarre that Americans are...
Oh, yeah. None of these people are interested in what that white... See, the thing is, the Somalians know that they can get free... These Somalians know that they can get free money from these guys, so they pretend to pay attention. Absolutely. And the thing is, a lot of these guys that suffer from white guilt placate to other races so much. They pander so hard.
Laugh out loud.
And it's funny. I find it hilarious that they pander the way they pander. They pander at a scale that is just unheard of. It's unreal. It's unreal. The level of pandering that tends to happen is unreal. Let's keep watching.
Told that it is our duty to put our lives on the line for people who came to the country illegally. It's ridiculous. Here you have a message sent from Minnesota Representative Brad as his rapid response team against ICE.
Here, I want to give everybody a shout out once again. I'm just going to put everybody's names who have subscribed on the screen, just so that way I can give you guys a shout out. I really appreciate you all. These are the people who have subscribed in the last 18 hours. These are the ones that are highlighted that Streamlabs was able to grab onto and latch onto. Fly on Garza's balls. What's up, my brony brother? How you doing, bro? Okay, so I'm going to highlight some people who have subscribed in the last 18 hours. If you guys love JD Vance, tap the subscribe button. Let's go.
Laugh out loud.
Give me one moment. I'm putting everybody up. I'm putting as many people up on the screen as possible. They're going to rotate. You're going to hear Chris Hansen say, laugh out loud.
Laugh out loud.
Laugh out loud. Laugh out loud. Thank you guys for subscribing, though. If you, like I said, Vance 2028, subscribe if you love Vance. Subscribe if you have Minnesota fatigue. If you're tired of Minnesota, subscribe. We're done with the wokes, man. We're done with the woke agenda.
So there you can see his name. State representative, right? Last night, over 30 known and suspected ICE vehicles spent the night in Jacoby hotels. Yesterday, ICE injured and abducted 3 siblings. Yesterday, ICE pulled over and harassed drivers. Okay. Naomi was in the metro
Laugh out
yesterday.
loud.
Okay.
The irony is the ICE officers are getting harassed by these Karens, these white Karens. They're getting harassed by the white Karens, and it's got to stop at a certain point. Because, like, for instance, I'm a minority, and I am a minority, by the way, because I'm 25% Latino, right? I'm actually Latino, whether people want to admit it or not, and I will play the race card from time to time if I have to. And the reason I do that is because, one, I know that I can let these white guilty people know that they don't have to suffer from white guilt. They don't have to treat me like I'm an idiot or I don't need white people to save me, right? I may be part minority, yes, but I do not need white people to save me. I hate the whole white savior. I hate the whole white saviorisms thing. It's so annoying. So when white people act guilty and they act like annoying Karens, I don't like it. I'm so done with the woke Karens. It's so frustrating, man. The wokies are brokies. All right, the wokies are the brokies. If you wanna be broke, go woke. If you wanna be broke, you gotta go
Laugh
woke.
out loud.
If it's woke, it's broke, okay? If it is woke, it is broke. I think we can all understand that.
Laugh out loud.
This is just kind of a tribute to all the people who subscribed to the channel. Make sure you guys tap the subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow. The more subscribers we have, the better. It really does push us out there on the algorithm. Even the simple act of liking, the video helps out a lot. So the simple act of subscribing and liking really goes a long way. If you guys love JD Vance as much as I do, tap the subscribe button. If you love Donald Trump, subscribe.
Laugh out loud.
If you're pro-ICE, subscribe as well.
Okay, so like, I'm asking you to sign up for at least one shift per week. We need dispatchers.
Laugh out
How
loud.
is this?
That's so crazy, man. These woke people that are in this, the woke people who are in this Signal chat are just too insane for their own good.
Allowed? How is this allowed? Here we have a journalist, not a real journalist, Ben, who was caught in the ICE chat groups. Ben Hovland. And there you can see his name also listed in the group. These people think they're so slick and now they want to flee the country. A computer scientist and chairman of Minnesota 50501, a prominent and well-funded ICE protest group, is also in the chats, right? He is an admin. Wow. Okay, here you can see him speaking at the No Kings protest. And there you can see him listed as an admin. What is happening to our country? And
yeah, Angela Rose is great, man. I think she's fabulous. I think she's on point. I think she understands exactly what she's doing, and she's trying to expose She's trying to expose the woke left the same way that I'm trying to expose the woke left. I do believe, by the way, I believe that what happened to Alex Pretti is a damn shame, and it shouldn't have happened. I believe the officer who shot him in the back was completely in the wrong. By the way, was completely in the wrong. I want that to be very, very clear, because I believe it was just wrong. And thank you for subscribing, Tracer76. Barbas, thank you for subscribing as well. The more subscribers we get, the better. If you love JD Vance as much as I do, tap the subscribe button. If you love everything that this channel's doing, or if you love what we're doing just right now, tap the subscribe button. We need more subscribers. We're on our way to 8,000 subscribers. In fact, we're pretty damn close to hitting the 8,000 subscriber mark. So I want to thank everybody out there who's just been so incredible and so supportive of everything we've done. Everything. We're done with the woke stuff, dude. We're done with woke.
And then somebody was exposing that there can be foreign contributions to these chats. So he said, Signal donors list available for download, politicians plus foreign leadership confirmed. In one of the files, a resources file directs people with money to a website, Stand With Minnesota, which directs donations to a campaign ran by Trending the Soil on Chuffed. More about Trending the Soil later. What to know, the campaign is hosted by Chuffed, and the first donation came from Johnny Sopotuk, a Canada-based community organizer who is a part of the Chuffed leadership and specializes in fundraising. So this, of course, is not surprising. I believe that they receive millions of dollars to this anti-ICE propaganda, which is
So by the way, if you guys want to, feel free to subscribe to the channel. We're, like I said, we're pretty pro-ICE at this point. I think abolishing ICE is a bad thing. I really do. I think abolishing ICE is a bad thing. I do believe that Pretti, I believe Alex Pretti was murdered. You know, you don't shoot a man in the back like that, but I am pro-ICE. I am absolutely pro-ICE on this one. Like, I'm not pro what the ICE agent did. I think that ICE agents need stun weaponry. I think they need stun weaponry.
leading us into a civil war. Here you have Minneapolis City Councilman Jason Chavez,
Oh, and if you guys want to know why I'm pro-ICE, it's because I can't stand woke people. Woke people have ruined the Democrat Party for me, so I
Laugh out loud.
am pro-ICE at this point. Thank you, Winnie Gustafsson, for subscribing. I appreciate it. If you guys can, look, we're done with woke people. We're done with the woke people, man.
Laugh out loud.
All right. So if you're not woke and if you're pro-ICE and you're not woke, good. Subscribe to the channel. I think here's the thing. ICE does not need to be abolished. In fact, if anything, ICE is necessary now more than ever. I believe that ICE is necessary now more than ever. I'm serious. I'm being honest. There's nothing wrong with ICE existing. They're still a federal agency, and the problem is all these agitators keep interfering with what ICE is doing. By the way, Alex Pretti, I do believe Alex Pretti was murdered by an ICE agent. And that ICE agent needs to, there needs to be justice served for that. But the fact of the matter is, I am not against ICE. In fact, if anything, I'm super pro-ICE. And I think that ICE, look, abolishing ICE doesn't solve anything. If you guys want to give them stun weapons like rubber bullet guns, tasers, or bear mace, I'm okay with that, actually. Totally fine with that, by the way. But ICE is definitely necessary because there's a ton of illegal immigrants in this country. Abolishing ICE, you know what that means? It means that there would be no immigration enforcement. We need immigration enforcement because there's a lot of illegal immigrants that keep coming into the country. So, I don't know. That's the way I see it, at least. Thank you to everybody who's subscribing, by the way. I love that everybody's subscribing right now because we're a pro-ICE channel. We support ICE, not in everything. We don't support everything ICE does. But we do believe that ICE is necessary. Okay? Just saying.
Says, high alert, we need people patrolling the streets now. What? I cannot believe this guy almost became...
Yeah, woke people are a joke, I agree.
The
wokes are the jokes, man.
the United States of America. So, I guess what the Trump administration is doing about this is sending them subpoenas to Jacob Frey and Tim Walz because they're clearly in on this. Tim Walz goes out and tells people to continue to protest, and all of his friends are in these groups that are literally committing federal crimes.
Get to that, I want to get to the breaking news we have just heard. The FBI has apparently just served subpoenas to several officials here in Minneapolis, including members of the office of Governor Tim Walz. We will bring you more information as we get it on those subpoenas. Meantime, the number of protesters...
So everybody's basically been joking and saying that Pam Bondi is going to send them a strongly worded letter. A little slap on the wrist. Don't do this again. Also, guys, join the Patreon where we go live every week. And it's so much fun to converse with you guys. I want to be able to post those lives for everybody who is a member of the...
By the way, Pam Bondi sucks, dude. I'm not a fan of Pam Bondi. I think that she's just frustrating, man. Okay, here we go. Breaking news. Caroline Leavitt holds a White House press briefing. Okay.
Looking for tax help?
All right, let's take a look here.
Now there are TurboTax
Let's see here.
experts right in your neighborhood. They get to know your unique situation and get you every...
Good afternoon, Jackie. Thank you for that. Thanks for coming in.
But yeah, if you guys can subscribe to the channel, the more subscribers we get, the better. And the reason we're trying to get more subscribers is just so that way we could get pushed out to the algorithm a little bit more. We have a very anti-woke agenda. We're a very anti-Democrat channel because we believe the Democrat Party has been hijacked by crazy woke Karens and pearl clutchers, you name it. We believe that the party is rotten to the core. And we pretty much, I either vote Republican or third party at this point, but I refuse with all my might to vote for the Democrat Party. Anybody in Democrat, if you have Democrat next to your name, I think you're a joke, and I think you're woke. I think you're a joke, and I think that you're woke. Okay. So I'm totally pro Trump. You know, please subscribe to the channel. We're pro Trump. We're pro ICE. Pro JD Vance. We love him. Let's keep going.
And on a snow day for the rest of the government in the country. And as much of the country feels the impacts of that winter storm, President Trump continues to monitor the situation closely, and he has remained in constant contact with FEMA and emergency responders.
Go Trump, dude. Daddy Trump. Let's go.
President Trump also quickly approved 12 federal emergency disaster declarations within 24 hours for the states of Arkansas, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia.
Yeah, it's so funny because Minnesota sucks. Like, did you notice it's so funny because a lot of the blue run states, a lot of the states that are very blue, tend to be the most expensive and annoying places to live, and to a point where it's not even worth it majority of the time to live there. And it's sad. Blue run states are not ran really well. They overtax the people who live there, and honestly, they don't even have that many good. They don't even have any good services to provide the taxpayers. So I don't know. I think government in blue states does way too much. Here's the thing. I think government should be pretty small to begin with. I really don't think that the government should rule over people's lives. I really don't. At the same time, refund the police. Refund the police. I'm telling you, man. Let's go. Yeah, a lot of people have Trump derangement syndrome. Exactly. Too many people with Trump derangement syndrome on here. It's blowing my mind.
Enabling these states to access critical federal resources to supplement their response efforts if needed. These declarations will help state-led efforts of turning power back on, clearing roads for emergency services, and keeping communities safe. The White House will continue to correspond directly with governors and local officials in the coming days, especially in those states that were harshly impacted by this storm. I would also like to address the chaotic scenes in Minnesota.
This is crazy, man. Wild.
Nobody in the White House, including President Trump, wants to see people getting hurt or killed in America's streets. This includes Renee Good, Alex Pretti.
And what pisses me off is that Tim Walz keeps accusing Trump. He keeps painting Trump like Trump is the devil, right? He keeps saying things like Trump wants us to be divided, Trump wants to kill us, stuff like that. That's what Tim Walz is saying, essentially, that allegedly. And he's saying, it's so funny. He wants to turn down the volume, I guess, the political volume. He's only increasing it. He's only making the people under him go crazier and crazier. The citizens of Minnesota. The citizens of Minnesota have lost their collective minds. I'm serious. The citizens of Minnesota have lost their collective minds, man. It's insane. Yeah, the people in Minnesota unstable, without a doubt. Without a freaking doubt, man.
The brave men and women of federal law enforcement and the many Americans who have been victimized at the hands of illegal alien criminals. Saturday's shooting remains under active investigation by Homeland Security Investigations and the FBI. The Customs and Border Protection is also conducting their own internal review. As President Trump said yesterday, the administration is reviewing everything with respect to the shooting, and we will let that investigation play out. But let's be clear about the circumstances which led to that moment on Saturday. This tragedy occurred as a result of a deliberate and hostile resistance by Democrat leaders in Minnesota. For weeks, Governor Walz and the Mayor Jacob Fry and other elected Democrats were spreading lies about federal law enforcement officers who are risking their lives daily to remove the worst criminal illegal aliens from our streets: murderers, rapists, pedophiles, human traffickers, and gang members. Governor Walz and Mayor Fry have shamefully blocked local and state police from cooperating with ICE, actively inhibiting efforts to arrest violent criminals.
Exactly. And here's the thing. Jacob Frey and Tim Walz need to stop the rhetoric. they always say the buck stops with him. He always says the buck stops with him. But if he wants to cool down the temperature, he's got to cool down the rhetoric, right? Tim Walz is the king of the rhetoric at this point. So I don't know. Tim Walz is, I think, a big problem here, and he's just fanning the flames. He's adding more wood to the fire, right? So Tim Walz isn't helping anybody. In fact, Tim Walz is just making the Minnesotans feel like they're justified in the way that they're treating ICE. That's all they're doing. It's as simple as that. So yeah, I don't know. Did you see the lady that picked up that flashbang? She picked up a flashbang? Oh, dude. You know, a lot of these people are not protesters, by the way. The people on the streets of Minnesota, they're not protesters. You know what they are? They're agitators. They're rioters and they're agitators. They are not protesters at this point. And, you know, you guys always talk about January 6th, the whole insurrection January 6th thing. You do realize that you in Minnesota, all you people in Minnesota, by the way, are committing an insurrection of your own by actually actively committing crimes against federal agencies like ICE. You guys are committing an insurrection and you don't even realize it. They don't realize that they are committing an insurrection against a federal agency, against the federal government. So whether you guys like to admit it or I'm pro-ICE, by the way, because anything woke people hate, I love. If you are woke and you love something, chances are I'm going to hate it. If you're woke and you hate something, chances are I'm going to love it. Right? So if you hate Donald Trump, I'm going to love Donald Trump. If you hate ICE, I'm going to love ICE. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to get at. I don't think you guys naturally understand what I'm trying to say. I know you. I get it, man. I get it. No, I'm pro-Trump at this point, brother. I'm pro-Trump. My brony brother. Hell yeah. Hey, if you guys are pro-ICE, just tap the subscribe button, man. If you guys are pro-ICE, if you're pro-Trump, tap the subscribe button. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. No, I'm the man, dude. I'm the man. I'm the man. Who's the man with the plan? I'm the man. Oh, yeah. All right, I'm eating, you guys. I got a problem. I got to eat. Daddy's got to eat, man. Just give me a few moments. I'm going to eat. Go, man. Oh, yeah. I'm eating with my mouth open. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's go, dude. Let's go. Come on. Come on, chat. Let me know. Let me know, chat. Let me know. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Everybody in the chat, let me know how you feeling. Yum, yum. Yum, yum.
Laugh out loud.
Eat with manners, I'll drop 100.
Sounds good to me, man. I'll eat with manners. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let's keep reacting.
They have also used their platforms to encourage left-wing agitators to stalk, record, confront, and obstruct federal officers who were just trying to lawfully perform their duties, which has created dangerous situations threatening both these officers and the general public and Minnesotans alike. This is precisely what unfolded in Minneapolis on Saturday morning. Obstructing federal law enforcement and inciting violence against officers is wrong and illegal. This used to be...
Absolutely. And that's the thing. They are officers, whether you guys like to agree with that or not. The ICE officers are still officers, whether you guys can acknowledge that or not. They're still officers.
A universally accepted position in the United States. Amid the hysteria, we must remember how we got here to this moment today and what this Democrat opposition is about. Former President Joe Biden and the Democrats opened America's borders for 4 years. And
Absolutely. You can argue that Biden made things 10 times worse than they needed to be. I think that Biden made things 10 times worse. I really do. I felt that everything Biden did, it just felt like it was a big old joke and just a bad move. I guess you could say that I have a little bit of Joe Biden derangement syndrome, without a doubt, for sure.
Inviting tens of millions of illegal aliens from all over the world to flood into our country. Among them, violent criminals who terrorized American communities and have inflicted devastating, permanent pain and harm on law-abiding Americans and their families. Yet we never saw outrage from Democrats or their allies in the liberal media over these horrifying crimes against U.S. citizens. The pain of American angel families was ignored and dismissed because it undermined the Democrat narrative. Innocent Americans like Jocelyn Nungray, Laken Riley, and Rachel Morin are just a few of the many victims savagely murdered by illegal alien criminals. Earlier this month, an illegal alien from Mexico with a long criminal history who came into our country under Joe Biden's administration threw a baseball-sized stone at a school bus carrying children in New Jersey and fractured the skull of an 8-year-old innocent child.
Dude, what the F? That's insane. You know, I really can't stand. I can't stand the rioters in Minnesota, dude. The rioters in Minnesota are just, in my opinion, very terrible people.
President Trump promised accountability to these American families by securing the border, deporting every illegal alien who has committed crimes, especially and most importantly, violent crimes. Nearly 80 million Americans.
If you guys can, if you guys love Trump as much as I do, if you guys are tired of the woke agenda, make sure you guys tap the subscribe button. If you guys are pro-ICE, we're pro-ICE as well. We believe that ICE should be here. And the reason we believe in ICE so much is because, honestly, there are still a lot of illegal immigrants in America, and ICE needs to be here. Now, should you give them stun weapons? Sure. Rubber bullet guns? Absolutely. I think that'd be fine. I think that's acceptable. Tasers, rubber bullet guns, mace. I think those are all acceptable things for ICE to have, without a doubt. But yeah, if you guys support ICE, tap the subscribe button if you can. I really appreciate it.
Voted for him to deliver on that very promise, and he is. As the duly elected president, the president is fulfilling the will of the people by arresting and removing these threats from our country in cities from Los Angeles to New York.
Thank you guys. Yes, I appreciate you guys subscribing, though. It really helps the channel a lot. Just a simple act of tapping the subscribe button, even tapping the like button helps. So whatever you guys can do.
Minneapolis. Yet Democrat leaders in Minnesota with sanctuary city policies have actively defied federal immigration law and the will of the people. And as a result of that defiance, 2 Minnesotans have now tragically lost their lives on the streets of Tim Walz's state. It is President Trump's hope and wish and demand for the resistance and chaos to end today. That's why President Trump spoke with Governor Walz directly.
Here's the problem. Here's what's going to happen when Trump tells Tim Walz to make the rhetoric stop, to make the violence stop. Tim Walz is only going to find a way to fan the flames and tell the protesters, or I should say the rioters, that they're in the right. Tim Walz needs to resign, or either resign, or the government of Minnesota needs to find a way to impeach Tim Walz. They need to find a way to impeach Tim frickin' Walz. Because honestly, Tim Walz, in my opinion, is bad for Minnesota.
Directly this morning, and he has outlined a clear and simple path to restoring law and order in Minnesota. Number 1, Governor Walz, Mayor Fry, and all Democrat leaders should turn over all criminal illegal aliens currently incarcerated in their prisons and jails to federal authorities.
Yep, absolutely. That makes perfect sense to me.
Along with any illegal aliens with active warrants or known criminal histories for immediate deportation. Number 2, state and
As much as I would love to watch this, I do want to look up more Alex Pretti information, like more updates on this guy, on what happened. Let's take a look at this.
We're seeing mounting fallout over the latest deadly shooting by federal agents in Minneapolis. This is video of the incident that appears to contradict government statements. NBC's Alice Barr explains what we know this morning.
This morning, a growing outcry over the shooting death of 37-year-old Alex Pretti by federal law enforcement in Minneapolis.
Oh yeah, Alex Pretti was murdered. I want to make that very clear. I do believe that he was murdered by ICE agents. Absolutely, 100%. The ICE agent, the officer who shot Pretti, that guy needs to go to jail at this point, because Pretti was on his hands and knees, and honestly, he wasn't really going anywhere because they were pushing him down, so he had no real opportunity to get out of that situation. They literally shot the man in the back. They shot Alex Pretti in the back, is what I'm trying to say. And it's a messed up situation. It's extremely messed up. And by the way, I'm still pro ICE, by the way. I just think that ICE does not deserve to have lethal weaponry. I think that they need stun weapons, and that's about heavy stun weapons. That's about the extent of it. I don't think they need to be dismantled by any means, but I think they need heavy stun weapons, is what I believe. That is my mindset here. That's my hot take of the day.
City's second involving federal law enforcement this month. As protesters react to the multiple videos capturing the scene, the Trump administration is defending the officers. The Department of Homeland Security posting that Pretti, quote, approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun.
When they tried to get him to disengage, he became aggressive and resisted them throughout that process. These officers used their training, followed their protocols, and were in fear of their lives.
The videos, shot from various angles, show federal agents shoving someone before Pretti steps in. Pretti is then pepper sprayed in the face by an officer while holding his phone and is then wrestled to the ground. DHS said he brandished a weapon, but the videos don't appear to show that. This one does show an agent appearing to remove a gun from Pretti's back waist.
Yeah, he removed the gun beforehand. He removed it right from his back end. So at that point, Pretti was completely disarmed.
Waistband, seconds before the shots are fired. Local officials say Pretti had a permit to carry, and groups like the Gun Owners of America are defending his right to bear arms while protesting as top Trump officials.
But yeah, no, like I said, I'm pro ICE overall. But yeah, this is crazy. They shot the man in the back in cold blood. They shot the man in the back in cold blood. It's very tough to justify this. It is extremely difficult to justify this, and I don't even want to try. They shot a man in the back in cold blood, so I'm not justifying it. I'm still pro ICE though, with certain stipulations.
Officials push back.
You cannot bring a firearm loaded with multiple magazines to any sort of protest that you want. It's that simple.
Pretti was an ICU nurse for a Minneapolis VA hospital, his parents calling him kind-hearted and deeply caring.
He loved this country, but he hated what people were doing to it.
President Trump overnight calling it a dangerous situation for everyone, demanded state and local officials cooperate with the administration's deportation efforts as those officials call on ICE to leave the state. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Let's swap change.
All right, let's keep looking here.
Border Patrol
Okay, it says he
officials say the
shot
shooting
fire
happened while
podcast. Let's see. That's a little too long. I want something shorter. Okay, I haven't actually seen this. I haven't seen this yet. Let me see.
Multiple videos from different angles of the shooting from yesterday, and at no point is he seen brandishing.
I'm sorry, repeat that, please.
We have seen multiple videos from the incident yesterday from different angles, and at no point do we see Alex Pretti brandishing a weapon. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem said that he was brandishing a weapon, and in the video we see him on the ground with his hands on his head. We see an officer leaving what it appears to be with the weapon after he extracted it from Pretti's waist area. Did the officers see the weapon? Did they see him brandishing the weapon at him?
Sure. Many videos out there, many different accounts that you may see, that I may see, that anybody here may see. That, folks, is why we have something called an investigation, to take what you're talking about, to take those videos, to take witness statements, to take officer statements, all those minute details that will paint a true picture, not a freeze frame concept, and paint a larger picture of what really happened. That is why.
This is crazy, man. This is wild. Give me a few moments. I'm gonna get some bread. I got some potatoes and green beans and a little chicken in the slow cooker. I'm ready.
Why we investigate, so we can get to the truth, so there's not speculation. Speculation after 24 hours, you've got a lot of speculation in there. That officer, let's think of what those agents were doing on that scene, making a split-second decision. You've had 24 hours to try and armchair quarterback things. That agent had a split second to make a decision.
Interesting. Oh, I don't want to react to The View. The View sucks. If I want to become stupider, I'll watch The View.
Good morning, Robin. We took multiple videos, verified them, and then went frame by frame. And we have now a fuller picture of what occurred over just minutes when an initially non-violent encounter turned deadly and became yet another flashpoint in the nation's vigorous debate over immigration enforcement, the use of lethal force, and accountability.
At least 3 minutes before Alex Pretti was shot and killed, he is seen at 8:58 a.m. Saturday holding his phone at a distance from immigration enforcement officers in an apparent attempt to record a nearby arrest. An eyewitness captured this video of Pretti filming the arrest. At no point does he appear to display a weapon. A minute later, Pretti appears to be using his phone to record two bystanders interacting with a federal officer before that officer is seen shoving one of them across the street.
Do not push them into the traffic.
Another camera angle shows the officer shove one of those individuals into Pretti. You can see the two holding on to each other. The confrontation escalates. Both of Pretti's hands are visible. One holds the phone, the other he held up seemingly to protect himself from pepper spray.
Whoa!
Pretti is seen being pepper sprayed. 3 officers grapple with him until he's taken
This is wild, man.
down and held on the frozen pavement. Another group of officers then surrounds him. At 9:01, the federal officer in a gray jacket emerges from the scrum with a gun that appears to match the one Pretti had a permit to carry. Almost simultaneously, the first shot is fired. Officers step back. Within 5 seconds, 9 more shots. And soon after, the officer...
That was pretty excessive, dude. That's excessive. It's terrible. What happened to Pretti, man? Alex, I may be pro ICE, but I'm not pro this. I am not pro this. That's not what I want, man.
is heard. Pretti died at the scene.
Now, almost immediately, the Trump administration declared the shooting justified. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said Pretti assaulted officers and intended to kill law enforcement. That's despite an eyewitness account filed under oath, Robin, contradicting the secretary's
and
version.
our own eyes seeing it for ourselves as well.
And before any investigation.
Yeah, right. What are the guidelines for deadly force, using deadly force?
The Department of Homeland Security does have its own policy saying a federal officer should only use deadly force when there's a reasonable belief of an imminent threat and should stop firing once that threat is neutralized. Even gripping or displaying a firearm is not enough, according to the DHS policy, to invoke deadly force.
That's crazy, man. We'll see what
kick it off
Megyn
with
Kelly
this,
has to say.
Andrew. Real Clear Politics saying that in their 25 years, as an entity, they have never seen an example where the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, the New York Post, and the Washington Post all agreed in their top editorial, which was...
This will probably be my last reaction video of the stream, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. We'll see, though.
To call on ICE to settle down and to potentially de-escalate in Minnesota. I don't happen to agree with that. I know, according to the polls, I'm in the minority, but it is events like what happened with Alex Pretti that have led to that. And so your position that this was what? I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth, that it was...
Because I don't think it was justified. I think what happened to Alex Pretti is not justifiable. I really think so. That's my belief in this situation. I have trouble wanting to even try to justify that. They shot the man in the back at the end of the day. The man was already on his knees, man. I may be pro ICE, but I am not pro that. They already disarmed him. And once they disarmed him, there was no need to fire at him. Zero reason to fire on him at that point. And I believe that wholeheartedly. It's just the whole situation is just sickening, man. It's sickening.
It was a valid shooting, that it was a, quote, good shooting. How would you put it? And
yeah,
it
was a legally justified use of defensive force. I mean, whether ICE should de-escalate, that's a political question, right? That's not my area of expertise. But whether this particular shooting was justified or not, the legal question is, did the officers who fired the shot have a reasonable perception that Pretti was presenting as an imminent, unlawful threat of deadly force harm? And a prosecutor would have to disprove that beyond any reasonable doubt. And what facts do we have here? We have the ICE officers observing Pretti committing a violent felony on another ICE officer. He's non-compliant with arrest.
What specifically?
Well, when he lays hands on the first ICE officer, that's a federal felony. That's good for 8 years in federal prison. He doesn't have to cause injury. He just has to make contact, and it's an 8-year federal felony. So he's just committed a violent, forcible felony on an ICE officer. They go to make his arrest. He's not compliant. They hear shouts of gun, gun, gun.
It is interesting hearing this from the opposite point of view, though. This is something I do like to hear. But I still think what happened to Pretti, he did not need to be shot like that. He was already down for the count. There was no need to shoot him. They already disarmed him. They got the gun off of him. There was zero reason to shoot him. Zero. And I mean zero reason to do what they did.
Then the non-compliant Pretti brings his hand into view with an object in his hand. That's going to get you shot in that kind of tumultuous, chaotic fracas about 99 times out of 100. Because the officers, keep in mind, they don't have to be correct in their perception of a threat. They have to have a reasonable perception. That doesn't mean correct. That doesn't mean optimal. That doesn't mean best case. It means reasoned. They were applying their powers of reason to the things they were seeing presented to them in the totality of the circumstances. They're not required to make perfect decisions in self-defense. They're required to make reasonable decisions in self-defense. And again, a prosecutor would have to disprove that beyond any reasonable doubt. The only person responsible for the death of Alex Pretti is Alex Pretti.
Dave, do you?
That's an interesting angle. It's an interesting take. Do I believe that Alex Pretti had something to do with his own eventual death? Yes. Do I believe it was murder? Yes. I believe that the ICE officer acted like shit. You don't shoot a man when he's on all fours. He was clearly disarmed. He couldn't do anything else. It's not right. So.
Do you agree with Andrew's statement of the law? I know you disagree with the application of it, but the statement of the law, does he have it right?
I am going to brush my teeth real quick because they feel a little grimy. All right. Okay. Let's see. What else do we got here?
Well, under the Graham versus Connor decision by the Supreme Court, Megan, Andrew's right. The officer's perception doesn't have to be correct. It just has to be reasonable at the time. This was a split-second decision, but the decision says it has to be objectively reasonable, not subjectively. So was it objectively reasonable that they started shooting 10 times in 5 seconds? And was this guy a legitimate threat when he had 7 officers on top of him and the gun had been removed by that point? I mean, perhaps the officers had a mistake of fact where they thought that the gunshot they heard was from the person who was lying face down and they made a mistake, but was it reasonable for them to make that mistake? So I would disagree, not on the standard he's using, but on the facts. It looks like to me that the victim here, Mr. Pretti, was not a threat. The officer saw he had a phone in his hand.
Look, I think Pretti could have been a threat at first, for sure. If he was able to unholster his gun at any point and pointed it at one of the ICE officers, then sure. I could see Pretti being a threat at that point. But they were able to disarm him. It was in his holster. They were able to take it out of there. They were able to remove it off of Pretti's body, right? And once they removed it from Pretti's body, yeah, there's no reason. There was no reason to shoot him. There was no reason to shoot Pretti at that point. He was already on the ground. He was already disarmed. He didn't pose any additional threats. So the excessive shooting was, in my opinion, just unforgivable. I think that's just ridiculous. Even shooting him once at that point was ridiculous. And I don't think that ICE needs to be disbanded, no. What I think needs to happen is this. ICE can only have stun weapons. That's what I believe. ICE should only have stun weapons, heavy stun weapons, particularly rubber bullet guns, tasers, what's the other one? Mace, bear mace, that's fine. They can have stun weapons, but I don't believe that ICE should be allowed to have lethal weapons. I believe that they should have no lethal weapons whatsoever. That is my belief system here. I do believe that Minnesota is totally fucked, by the way, because their government is so poorly run. Minnesota is a failed state. I just want to make that very, very clear. Very clear.
And the gun was not brandished, and that is something that contradicts what Kristi Noem said. He never brandished the gun. He had the gun legally. And so I think there's a legitimate case to be made. I would agree with Andrew that any case by a prosecutor in this area, and I've prosecuted one of these cases in my office against an officer, we got a conviction, but they are very hard to do. It's hard to convince a jury beyond a reasonable doubt unanimously to convict an officer, but I do think you can take this case to the grand jury and get an indictment.
Would you do it, Dave? If you were the DA in this county, would you do it?
I would. Now, the federal government normally would cooperate with the state. Instead, they're going to try to conceal the evidence, and so the state may have to go it alone. But I would. I think you have enough with the videos and witness testimony that you can get an indictment here. Whether you can get a conviction, it will go to federal court. This case will be removed to federal court. And then the question is, will the federal judge grant the officer immunity? That's a big question. If he does not, then it's game on and you can try him. But it's tough to get 12 jurors throughout the entire state of Minnesota. This is not just Hennepin County jurors.
Interesting.
These are conservative jurors, and to get them all to agree to see it one way, that is a challenge.
For you're talking about in federal court, the grand jurors or the actual jurors, the petite jurors, the 12,
correct,
would come from all over the state?
Correct. It's much easier to get an indictment by a grand jury, but the actual jury, because this case will be removed if it does go to trial to federal court, will come from all across the state rather than just blue Hennepin County.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what's your reaction to that, Andrew? Dave's statement.
Well, I mean, of course, reasonable people can disagree on what they see when they observe the facts, right? Facts become a matter of opinion. That's why we have juries as the fact finders in trials. I don't know if it's quite true to say that the officer saw a phone in his hand. In other words, that the officer knew it was only a phone. If we assume facts like, well, the officers knew he was disarmed and harmless and not a threat to them and they shot him anyway, well, then obviously that would be an easy conviction. I suspect if we asked the officer, he wouldn't say, I knew it was a phone in his hand. I saw an object in his hand that I perceived as a weapon, is what I would expect him to say. In terms of prosecution of this officer and the officer who shot Renee Good, I think the real risk to them is not immediate prosecution. I think if this goes to federal court, it gets dismissed under the Supremacy Clause. I think the risk to these officers is that Minnesota does not prosecute them, that Minnesota just waits out this administration, hopes a Democrat administration comes in next, and they have a Democrat Department of Justice that's not interested in defending these officers in federal court and would allow us.
Yeah, and that's the problem is it's all political theater, in my opinion. And I think what Tim Walz is doing, man, is just ugh. And by the way, I'm still pro-ICE. I want to let you guys know. Still pro-ICE. And if you guys can, tap the subscribe button. It really does help the channel grow. Tap the like button if you can. Whatever you guys could do, it just it helps us grow at a massive scale. And I greatly appreciate it. But we're already like 2 hours and 30 minutes into this. I'm a little bit tired at the moment of talking about politics. I need a break from it. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to end this particular stream. I'm going to take a little bit of a rest. I'm going to take a walk, actually. Get some fresh air, get some sunshine while it's still out. And then we'll do a little bit of a stream later on tonight after I eat some dinner. I'm going to eat some dinner, and then I'm going to get back on here and then do my thing. Do my thing. All right, well, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to tune in, and you all have an incredible rest of the day. Later, guys.
Stay prosperous.
Whoops.